Yes, I do believe so.
I do.
Yes. Yes, I'm very concerned.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Every day, humans continue to expand and create. Skyscrapers cast shadows over bustling cities as people move about by train, car, and foot. However, these expansions come at the expense of our environment. Every second, 2.4 million pounds of carbon dioxide are released into the atmosphere, causing the melting of glaciers and eventually mass floodings. Organizations try to teach the public about the problem by launching campaigns, yet the reality is simple. The environment's issues cannot be solved by riding bikes and recycling milk jugs as we keep being told. Higher up, large corporations have factories emitting CO2 into the atmosphere despite the pressing threat of temperature rise, and the government does little to stop it. The Earth's environmental issues are not solely caused by the general public, but also those with greater influence, such as companies and the government, who are not accountable for their actions. Therefore, in order to effectively combat this crisis, major influencers must also take action.
The root cause of all of these environmental issues is the system that we've created, the economic and political system that we've created. It's this intense urge to create and produce more, and it's this dependency on fossil fuels.
Our economy revolves around the demand that companies fulfill with goods and services. Companies can make more money by mass-producing goods that are cheap and convenient. For many companies, the easiest way to do that is to make a disposable product that not only is made with cheap materials, but also forces consumers to buy it over and over again.
Here we are in a culture of instant gratification where we're more than ever focused on what's immediately next, and there are many factors at play that sort of encourage that.
On a much larger scale, corporations do not just create disposables, they also feed off of disposable material. Fossil fuels are cheaper than renewable energy and are therefore more attractive to profit-minded businesses.
The more that we encourage fossil fuels and the exploration of fossil fuels, that's going to have a negative impact on our environment. The more we encourage alternative fuels that are friendlier towards our environment, that's a positive step that the business community or their economy is adding to our environment.
To achieve the transition to more environmentally friendly business practices, the government must also do their part. The U.S. government should provide firmer regulations to limit corporations. For example, a carbon tax, which is a fee imposed when companies burn carbon-based fuels, would force corporations to ease away from non-renewable energy sources and, in the process, reduce CO2 emissions.
Pulling out of the Paris climate change agreement was a terrible idea because it feels like everyone really needs to be working together on this stuff. And if America is going to not be in a leadership position on that, then, it's going to slow things down quite a lot.
I was at the Paris Accord. To me, it was a high watermark on the global commitment to deal with climate change. It is a global problem. One country can't solve it alone. And I saw U.S. leadership bring all the countries of the world together to solve a problem and to be on a path that we could have a much better response to the climate change. That to me was a wonderful moment. The President Trump has withdrawn us from that agreement in the process. To me, that was the low water mark. The United States leadership is desperately needed on the global issues.
No one country can solve the climate problem. Everyone's got to pitch in together, especially the world's biggest emitters.
Ultimately, though, the people must still be accountable for their actions, or there's no point in pushing the government and companies to be. By realizing the impact they have on the environment and how they can make a difference, the people can stand up and combat these issues.
The people are the government, or it should be that way. So I don't think we need to separate ourselves from the government. We shouldn't say, is it the people, and then can we get the government to do something? It's really we are the government, and we can get them to do whatever it is that we need them to do. We just need to actually get behind it and get organized and do it.
Even if people disregard the needs of our ecosystems, there are still factors that impact them directly. Heating and air conditioning bills will continue to go up as temperature fluctuates. The fossil fuels that we use to power our cars will become more expensive. Healthcare costs may go up as disease plagues those subject to unsafe environmental conditions. The end consequences are unknown, and therefore we must confront the issue, or it may worsen beyond our control. Many turn a blind eye to the source of the problem, but in the end, humankind will have to face the truth of the matter. The current environmental issues are not just one person's fault. The people cannot completely combat this issue because the problem is also rooted in the lack of support, action, and responsibility from those who have more power. However, if we come together to make an impact, there is a chance of improvement.
I think that if everybody starts working hard to save the environment, it'll probably add up to a lot and we can probably save it.